everybody, if you're new here, my name is Shay and I am a full-time reseller on the Poshmark app. I also do lots of thrift-related content as well as a little bit of music and some fashion stuff. If you're into that sort of thing, go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below, and I'm going to go ahead and get into today's video. Today's video is going to be my first ever What Sold video. I'm going to be sharing with you guys what sold last week, and I think it's probably really important to kind of know this stuff right now, especially considering what's going on in the world, and I find this information really valuable in general. So I hope you guys find this helpful, and I'm going to go ahead and get right into it. I'm going to try to put pictures of what's selling up on this area, possibly, maybe over here, not sure. Either way, I will try to show you guys what I'm talking about. I'm going to be using my phone to kind of show you what's selling. And I'm going to go ahead and start with the first thing, which is Abercrombie & Fitch Distressed Cutoff Shorts. These I think I had listed for $20. They sold for $15, and then with the Poshmark fees and everything, I got $12 profit, which is pretty good for those. I do most of my sourcing at the Goodwill outlets, so I don't usually pay a whole lot for each item, so I am happy to accept a little bit of a lower offer most of the time. And then next I sold a Cupio embroidered high-low shift dress. This brand is sold at places like Nordstrom Rack and Nordstrom, so I actually had this in my personal collection. I really love this dress, but I just wasn't wearing it enough, so I let it go. So it originally sold for $12, and then I got $9.05 as my after fees. The next thing that sold was a vintage pair of jeans. These were actually gifted to me by my Aunt Rosie. Thank you, Aunt Rosie, if you're watching. And these are really cool. They are a great pair of jeans. They were, originally I listed them for I think $20. Someone offered me $17 and I took that, so that left me with $13.60 after Poshmark fees. Next is a pair of Birkenstocks. These were a brown pair. They had a little bit of wear to them, not too much. They were the clog style and they were brown. And I sold those for $22, and after fees it was $17.60. Next, I was really excited about this. I found these a couple of weeks before my bins closed with actually a couple other pairs of really old jeans as well as a vintage bathing suit. So these were a vintage pair of Lee jeans. These were definitely from the late 40s to early 50s. They were in really good condition. They had a really high rise and a really cool button fly. So I was really excited. I hesitated to list them because I just didn't know what kind of market they would have on Poshmark. I know that stuff sells well on eBay, but I don't really do eBay, so I was kind of debating where I wanted to list them, but I went ahead and listed them on Poshmark, and they sold within an hour for $170, which was my asking price, and then after fees I was left with $136, which is amazing. I was very excited about that. So I would definitely keep on the lookout for vintage jeans, guys, because those sell really well. And then next I have a Burton cropped t-shirt. I actually got this and cropped it myself. It had some distressing. It's a vintage Burton. I thought it was cool. I sold it for $12, and then after Poshmark fees I ended up with $9.05. Then next I sold a Target skirt. This was really, really cute. It was just a denim A-line skirt with buttons down the front, and it had this little tie detail. I sold this for $15, and I was left with $12 after Poshmark fees. Next is an Old Navy one piece. This was a plus size. I had found a kind of like stash that somebody had given to Goodwill of plus size bathing suits, and I was really excited to list them, especially given that we're coming into warm weather. This sold for $18, and I received $14.40 after fees. Next is a really pretty sweater. You might have seen this in one of my previous hauls. I did a spring haul and I featured this in that haul. It's an Anthropologie sweater. It's by Ruby Moon, and it had this really cool like fraying along the bottom. It was really very bohemian, and this sold for $25. I was asking $30 and I accepted that offer, so I was left with $20 after fees. Next is a pair of Toms. These I let go for pretty cheap. They had sort of almost like a I don't know how you would describe it. It was like they were stained inside, but they weren't. It was just the way that the fabric was glued together. So they were flawed, and I didn't realize that when I picked them up. I do like to pick up Toms. They sell pretty quickly usually. These ones sat for me because they were out of season, I think. They were lace. And so I let these go for $10, and then I was left with $7.05 after fees. Next is a really cool top. I'm surprised this one took so long to sell. I really liked this. It was a bleached out Rolling Stones graphic tee, and this was really cool. It was actually Rolling Stones brand. I think I had it listed for $35, and I had a bunch of people kind of offer me a little bit lower, and I this week accepted an offer of $20, so that wasn't too bad. I figured I would get between $20 and $25 for it, so I was excited to get that. And then I got $16 as my total after fees. And then next is another Old Navy swimsuit. This is also from that collection that somebody had donated. This one was a 3X, and it was $18. This one was a 3X, and I got $18 for it, and after fees was $14.40. Next is another really cool piece. This is a Harley Davidson hooded sweatshirt. I thought this was really cool. It was sort of a cropped style almost. It was definitely like a little bit older, but I really like the colorway on it, so I picked it up. I sold this for $30, and it was $24 after fees. Next was this really cute J. Crew trucker jacket, just a regular jean jacket. This one was in really good condition. I had listed it for $35, and a buyer had offered me $25 for it, and I went ahead and accepted that. And after fees, I got $20. Next is another piece that I wasn't sure if it would sell, but I liked it, so I grabbed it anyway. This was a really cool vintage, like 90s, early 2000s dad shirt. This had cars and guitars all over it. It was kind of cool, and I didn't think it would go for much, but I liked it for my closet anyway. I had it listed for, I think, $18. Someone offered me $12, and I accepted that offer, leaving me with $9.05 as my profit. Then I have these really cool Vince Kimoto booties. These are like brand new without tags. I don't think these were ever worn. They had really cute ankle cutouts, and they were a good size too. They were an 8.5. I had listed these, I think, for $40, and I sent out a private offer in a bundle for $30. The lady accepted, and I was left with $24 after fees. Then I sold this leather baseball hat. Again, this is another one of those things. I pick up stuff on instinct sometimes without knowing the brand or, you know, what it really goes for. That's probably not the best business practice, but it seems to suit me well most of the time. So I picked up this 100% leather, made in the US baseball hat, and it sold within a couple of hours, surprisingly. I had it listed for $18. I had a gentleman offer me I had someone offer me $13 for it, and I was left with $10.05 after fees. Next is this JoyLab crop workout pants. These were just really cute. They're a really good basic. I like to have this stuff in my closet for bundles and things, so these ones someone offered me $10. I think I had them listed at $16, so it wasn't like a huge jump or anything. And then I was left with $7.05 after fees. And lastly, I sold this really cute embroidered loft top. This was new with tags. It was an extra large, and I think I had it listed for $20, and someone offered me $17, and I accepted that offer, and then I was left with $13.60 as my profit. And that was what I sold this week, guys. Things are still selling. I know that there is a lot of unease in the reseller community right now because we really don't know what's going on. A lot of people are panicking because we don't have access to regular inventory like we normally do, especially those of us who go shopping at the Goodwill bins. So everybody's kind of getting creative with their sourcing, and I am going to be listing a couple of reseller boxes on my Poshmark, so if you haven't already checked it out, I will link it down below. But I'm going to be listing a couple of boxes just from my death pile, stuff that doesn't necessarily fit in my closet sort of style. However, they're still really good pieces. Some of them are new tags, so I figured that somebody could definitely use them, especially if they have a closet that is that style. I'm not sure what the pricing is going to be on those yet. It'll depend on what's in the boxes. But again, if you're looking for inventory, I will have some stuff ready. Oh, I hope you guys enjoyed my first ever What Sold video. The number for this wasn't super high. I think I made... I'm just going to insert the number here because I don't remember it off the top of my head, and my box or my book is inside, so I'm just going to insert that number here. But that was still pretty good. Honestly, that is basically like a slow week for me in general. It's still enough to pay my bills right now. I am very thankful that I don't have a lot of overhead where with my current situation, and so I am still able to pay my bills and get things going. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know that this outro is like super long-winded right now, but anyway, I hope everybody stays safe and stays home, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!